It is time. What time, you may be asking? Time for the boy himself, the king, God Usopp, to finally get the shine that he deserves. That's right, I'm talking about Elbaph. Usopp will finally be getting his arc, and I think that we're all pretty excited for it, as we have been waiting for this day for over 20 years. So yeah, this is a pretty big deal, and I think everybody kind of knows that. Even in the recent chapter, Luffy pointed out how Usopp will be especially happy to hear that they are in Elbaph, and we got a flashback to Little Garden with Luffy and Usopp singing about how they will one day go to Elbaph, and that day has finally come. So in this video, I wanted to talk about some things that I want to see from his character in Elbaph. For those of you who don't know, Usopp has been wanting to go for Elbaph for some time now, ever since he met Dory and Brogy on Little Garden. So him being here is extremely significant. And with the arc just starting, we haven't gotten too much insight on what to expect from Usopp, especially with characters like Luffy, Shanks, and Loki being hyped up. But best believe Oda definitely has something cooking for Usopp, and I think that we won't be disappointed. But before we get into that, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this content and want more of it. And also be sure to turn on your post notifications. And now let's get back into the video. I want to make this clear that this is not really a theory video per se. I'm simply analyzing the current state of Usopp's character and addressing what needs to happen for him moving forward. And before we try to look ahead, we should probably start by taking a look at the current state of Usopp's character. And honestly, at this point in time, things are not looking too good. Let's start from the beginning, or I guess the second beginning. Whatever, we're starting at post time skip, and for the sake of brevity, I'll try and skim through it. When the post time skip was first starting, things were looking pretty good for Usopp. He came back with new abilities, and he proudly stated that he was no longer part of the weakling trio, as he had become strong after his training for 2 years. And this held up as we saw him do great things right from the jump. We saw him take on the new Trashmen pirates along with the rest of the crew, and he went on to take down Sugar and Dressrosa and free all of the enslaved toys by performing one of the best sniping feats in the story, while also inadvertently awakening Observation Haki and earning him a 200 million berry bounty, as well as the moniker of God Usopp. Unfortunately, things pretty much goes down from here, as Usopp really hasn't done anything since then, and Dressrosa ended in 2016. So Usopp fans are definitely still waiting for bro to do something. Anything, like seriously. Bro is never beating these useless allegations, but that aside, Elbaph will be the place where Usopp will get his shine, so now we can get into the possible moments Usopp might get. For starters, Elbaph might be the place where Usopp finally achieves, or at least starts to achieve, his dream of becoming a brave warrior of the sea, as Elbaph is the birthplace of war. Bravery and courage in combat is highly regarded there, and while Usopp mainly acts cowardly, he has on multiple occasions been brave when the situation calls for it, especially when it involves his friends. And if Usopp performs a great enough feat in Elbaph, he might come to accept himself as a brave warrior of the sea. And many of you might be thinking, Usopp is already a brave warrior of the sea, he just hasn't accepted himself as one yet. Or why will Elbaph be the place where he accepts or starts to accept himself as a brave warrior of the sea? Well, it has already been established in Little Garden that the giants are Usopp's definitions of warriors, which is why he made Dory and Brogy his masters. So if the giants of Elbaph come to respect Usopp as a brave warrior of the sea, Usopp will probably view himself as such as well, or may give himself one more condition before he accepts himself as one, such as helping the crew find the One Piece. This would also help make sure that Usopp's dream would be fulfilled at the end, or in a similar time frame to the rest of the crew. And this train of events can likely start in Elbaph. Moving forward, we have Usopp's ability as a sniper. It has been heavily foreshadowed that the Blackbeard pirates will likely face the Straw Hats, and Oda seems to already have characters set up to fight, two of those characters being Usopp and Van Augur. And Oda has been hyping up snipers in the manga recently. We saw during Law and Blackbeard's fight on Wiener Island that Van Augur now has the Warp fruit, which gives him the ability to teleport. And as a sniper, this is an extremely useful ability to have. And he already has one of the best sniping feats in the series, which was when we saw him shooting seagulls from an island so far away that it wasn't even visible in the horizon. And even more recently, we got Usopp destroying Bartolomeo's entire ship with one shot. So Oda highlighting the skills of these top tier snipers, it only makes sense that Usopp's sniper skills get some shine as well, so that he'll be able to contend with these characters down the line. And with Usopp already having Observation Haki, we could see him getting a Haki bloom that makes his sniping skills more impressive, as we already saw just how good he was back on Dressrosa, and this would be a continuation of that. I also do want to mention that it is possible that Usopp might awaken Conqueror's Haki, and before you guys click off, Let me explain. Usopp lied about having Conqueror's Haki back on Wano, and while that was obviously a joke, I think Oda could have been teasing us as he actually plans on giving Usopp Conqueror's Haki. I mean, what is the one thing that we know about Usopp? His lies always end up coming true. Like when he talked about meeting a giant goldfish that's so big, its poop is as big as an island. And the Straw Hats actually ended up experiencing that for real. And Conqueror's Haki has often been associated with leaders who inspire others. And Usopp's charisma and influence do fit this mold. Usopp has repeatedly shown the ability to inspire and rally others. In Dressrosa, his actions as God Usopp inspired hundreds of gladiators and citizens to fight for their freedom, and he has been indirectly influential in forming alliances such as the Tontatas and giants like Haruti. So yeah, it is possible that Usopp will awaken Conqueror's Haki, and Elbaph is the perfect place for that to happen. Lastly, and this is probably the most important thing and what you guys were probably waiting for this whole time, but it would be great for Usopp to finally reunite with his dad on Elbaph, as it seems like the red-haired pirates are going to appear finally on Elbaph, and this will lead to some great character interactions between Usopp and his father. And we've already gotten some insight as we saw that Usopp was nervous about the idea of seeing Usopp back on Wano. So there's probably going to be some tension between them as they haven't seen each other for years, and Usopp is just solidifying his place as one of the worst dads in anime. Because do not forget, while he was gone, his wife literally died, forcing Usopp to grow up on his own. He never even checked up on him. Usopp is just a pretty shit dad. And Elbaph is probably just going to highlight that fact, and we could see Usopp fight his dad in something like a Davy back fight. And I think that at the end of it all, Usopp is going to gain the respect of the red-haired pirates as well as his father. So yeah, these are the things that I want to see from Usopp and Elbaph. I think that it is very likely that we will see these things come into fruition. So that brings us to the conclusion of this video. These were just a couple of things that I wanted to touch on before Elbaph starts, as I know that it will be a very important arc for Usopp. So yeah, with that being said, you guys know the deal. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like this video, and like this video if you like this video as well. Make sure to turn on the post notifications and comment down below what you guys think and what you guys think will be in the arc. So yeah, it is the boy who cried, Super Saiyan, signing out.